All right. Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to Building Your Business Plan, how to effectively build a business plan. And tonight or today, you're going to be taken through how you can write a winning business plan. This is brought to you by my humble self, Olushola Popola, Chartered Accountant, Investment Advisor, and also a life coach. Over the period of time, quite a number of people have looked forward to having a successful business. And without a good plan, you can't have a successful business. A successful business is not the one that is just making you money for today, but a successful business is the one that meets the need for today and is able to provide and secure your future. That's what you are looking at as a business. It's not every business that tends to see the light of the day. It's not every business plan that is written that sees the light of the day. It's not every that you've written a business plan does not mean the business will be successful. But I tell you, there is 75–80% chances that when you have a written down business plan for your business, you have more chances of success to someone who does not have one. Am I sharing my screen? Okay. Wow, I thought I was sharing the screen. Sorry. Okay. All right, I believe I'm on screen now. All right. So when you have your business plan, you have more chances of success to someone who does not have a business plan. Remember, I don't know, you must be aware of these words when people say, he who has planned to fail, he who fails to plan has planned to fail. How can you look at something? Let's just illustrate this way. Many of us will go to the market. Let me ask you this, for those of you that go to the market very well, there are some times when you are going to the market, you will write a list. You write a list of the things you're going to buy. And you write it, you ask your children, which one, what is not in the house? Tin tomato, what is not? You write everything that you need to buy. You make a list. Now, there are some times you go to the market, you don't take a list at all. You just enter the market, the money is in your pocket, you enter the market. Now, question, between when you write a list and when you don't write a list and you go to the market, when do you spend more time in the market? When do you spend more time in the market? When you have a list or when you don't have a list? Can you put it in the chat box? When do you spend more time in the market? Is it when you have a list or when you don't have a list? When do you spend more time in the market? Can you put it in the chat box? When do you spend more time and probably even more money in the market? Is it when you have a list or when you don't have a list? Okay, thank you, Sajay. Okay, everybody say when you don't have a list. When you don't have a list, you spend more time. You spend more time, you spend more money. The same thing. You see, if going to the market, you find wisdom in writing down what you want to go to buy in the market. How about your life? How about your business? Is it not worth writing down? Is it not worth listing it out? This is what I want to achieve in my business. So you see a lot of businesses, they start and they never get anywhere because, one, they don't put down the plan for that business. You hear the reason why you see countries, when you hear an advanced country, you see the advanced countries, they have what you call something like a budget. What do they call budget? Budget is the plan for the next year. And before October of a preceding year, the budget for the next year is ready. And so when the year comes, they just keep going and everything looks smooth. But countries where they don't have they have budget, but maybe the budget is not ready until April, May, June of the next year, then you see those countries, they are backwards. Why? Because they might have the plan, but when is the execution of these plans? So you as a business person, I'm trying to emphasize the need for you to have a plan, either as an individual or as a corporate organization. And every one of us here, without any iota of doubt, I know that you want to have a business that will outlive you. You want to have a business that is not just for today. It's a business that you want to hand over to your children and your children's children. Look at one of the challenge or one of the reasons why you see businesses. You know, I always say that one of the reasons why business collapse or business don't last long is because the people are looking for what they will eat now. I beg, let's look for what we are going to, let's make money. How much sales have you made? They are looking at now. They are not looking at the tomorrow. They are not looking at 5 years' time. They are not looking at 10 years' time from now. They just say, come, let's take care of tomorrow. They will say, tomorrow we take care of ourselves. Let's take care of ourselves now. Then your business take care of itself now. Anything that happens to you happens to your business, and the business is gone. So big companies have what you call annual business plan. I remember working with a corporate with a multinational company, and in that company we had 5 years business plan. So what the business is going to be doing in 5 years, they already have it documented. What the business is going to be doing in 10 years, they have it documented. It's just that maybe in some countries like Nigeria, I remember a long time ago, there's what they call Vision 2010 then, Vision 2010. I remember I was a committee member of that Vision 2010, where a lot of things were highlighted for 2010, and it was as if 2010 was a long year to come. But then everything that was put in that committee plan and things, and many of them were actualized. Now we have Vision 2020. Now we have Vision 2025. But then it's one thing for you to have a plan, is another thing for you to have the willpower to actualize that plan. So talking about plans now, about your plans, your business plan. Before you start talking about business plan, there's a need for you to have what you call goals. You must have a vision for your business. You must have the clear vision for your business. A business that does not have a clear vision, that's a conceptual, somebody that conceptualizes a business, the idea, you know, ideas flow. Ideas flow. I tell people that when ideas come, they come like rain, and it falls on the head of different people. Everybody, a lot of people get, because ideas come from God. We call, as in some parlance, they say the infinite intelligence. Now, when this idea comes, it comes to a lot of people at the same time. Now, some people, when the idea comes, they'll say, oh, and it's good if I can do this. So another person, the idea comes, say, oh, wow, I'm having an idea. And the person say, come, let me write it down. And that's where it will stop. Another person takes the idea, writes it down, begin to work with it. Then 5 years down the line, you will now be watching the telly, and then you will see somebody, the idea you had, you will see somebody operating, you say, and that thing, these people have copied what I wanted to do, and I was the one thinking of this thing. I thought of this thing long time ago, but look at, alas, somebody else is manifesting it. I don't know how many of you have had that experience. An idea that you thought of, something that you thought of, and then later you see somebody else doing it. If you've had that experience, just type I. Just type I. If you've had that experience before, what you had, you just see it, maybe on television or something, and somebody else is doing it. And you begin to wonder, how does this person copied my idea? Or this person copied? Nobody copied your idea. When it came, some people actioned it, and you did not action it. So the first thing where every success starts from you conceptualizing vision. You have a clear vision. Where am I going to? I'm going into hairdressing business. How do I want this hairdressing business to be? Am I just going to continue in this cubicle? Or I'm going into fashion designing. and I maybe start in a small shop. I start my fashion design in a small shop, and then I'm very good at my skill and things. Is this where I'm going to finish? Without you having a goal, I tell you 5, 10 years, you will be in that small shop. 5, 10 years, you'll be in that small shop. And people that start after you, people that started after you, they will have gone far. Why? They said, it is popularly said that you cannot feature in a future that you did not picture. You cannot do what? You cannot feature in a future that you did not picture. You will be among those people that say, can in those days when I started sewing, or maybe you bake, you say, in those days. Me and those people, we did the same catering course, so we were in the same class during the catering course. We were all together. Now look at the man is big. Yes, you know the difference? That person had a big vision. You are looking for survivor. That person had a vision of where he or she is going. Question to you now, do you have a vision of where your business is going? Or are you looking at the immediate? If you are looking at the immediate, this business plan will not make any sense to you. If you are looking at now profit, business plan is not just because you want to take a loan. Business plan is not just because you are looking for investor. Business plan is because you are looking at the picture of your organization. You think you need a loan. Maybe you don't even need a loan at all. I'm telling you. Maybe you don't even need. Until you break it down, you might not know what your business needs. So, talking of this, one, I said you must have a clear vision of where your business is going to. It is that picture that you have in your mind that will help you to draw the writing of your business plan. The picture that you have in your mind. How is it going to happen? No, don't bother about it. How is it? No, just have that picture. God told Abraham, he said, as far as your eyes can see, as far as your eyes can see, you must be able to see more than your eyes can look. As a businessman, you must be able to see more than your eyes can look. Other people may not see it. Other people may not get it. They will say you are too ambitious. They will say you are a pipe, you are dreaming, is it pipe dreaming or daydreaming? Yes, they can't see what you are seeing. They can't see. That is the role of an entrepreneur. I want to believe that everybody listening to me on this call, you are either an entrepreneur or you are tending to be one. People will not see your dream. People will not see your vision. People will not understand you. A dreamer is never understood. Look at that man, they call the man named Joseph. At a point, he told his father, I said, Daddy, I saw you and mommy and my brothers and everybody, all of you are bowing down before me. The father said, Mechono, what kind of nonsense are you talking about? How can you say me and your... No. The brothers did not understand. Nobody understood him. They even hated him because of his dream. That is an entrepreneur. Your dream must be big. Your dream must be bigger than you. Your dream, if that dream, that vision is not bigger than you, there's not a dream. It must be bigger than you. Look at that man they call Martin Luther King Jr. When blacks were slaves in the US, he said, I have a dream. I have a dream. And what was the dream? He said that one day on the hills of Georgia, the children of the black and white will stand shaking hands together. I have a dream. When he's shouting and saying it, do you know what? They will use dogs, Association dogs, to start chasing them. He will jump from one capital to another. I have a dream that one day my 4 little girls will not be judged by the color of their skin or by the content of their character. I have a dream. And before you knew it, a black man became the president of the United States of America. Your dream must be bigger than you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that business that you have, you must begin to see it bigger than you, bigger than you. Begin to see what you can achieve with that business. And I tell you, once you begin to see it, is what you see that you get. Is what you see. If you can't see it, you can't get it. If you can't see it, you can't get it. If you can't see it, it will be difficult for you to write out this mission statement. If you can't see it, it will be difficult for you to write out a business plan. Guys, I'm not just going to talk to you just like people just let me just tell them about business plan. No, I want you to get a business plan. I want your business plan to come from within you. I don't want to motivate you. I want to inspire you so that when you begin to see your business plan, you know it's something that you know, people will say, let me give you my business plan. Help me write it. Help me write it. Help you write what? Your dream, your vision. I'm going to be showing you tonight what you need to do. How do you write it? It is true there are some aspects that might be beyond you. It's not beyond you. There's nothing that's beyond you. Maybe the accounting, financing aspect and things. You might need some expertise. I will show you how and where to get that done. You know, when you talk of writing the P&L, the cash flow and things, all these are part of the things that form your this. You need professional skills to do that. But don't worry, we'll be assisting you to achieve that goal. So, as I said, the first thing is have a clear vision. So I think I just use that as an icebreaker for us to know why we are here and what we stand to gain. So, what do I really stand to gain in this training? What do I really stand to gain? Some people have asked me, they said, Mr. Shola, what are we going to gain in this and things and things? What do you really stand to gain? First, you want to look at how do you write a business plan? What will your business plan do for you? It brings the vision. It brings your concept. Let's look at it. They say the business plan, what the business plan stands for. They say business plan is a written document. I'm going to say it. They said business plan is a written document which has detailed information about the product and services of the organization, the structure of your business, the short and long-term vision of your business, how much funding you need, information on financial projection. Listen, it is first a written document. It is a written document. Business plan is not in your head. I have it in my head. I know what I want to do is in my head. It's people. I hear people go to the bank. I hear when people are talking about money, they say, oh, we don't. Is not them. They give their friends. Where is your own business plan to go and apply for the loan? You go to a bank. You want to tell the bank that you have ideas. How many ideas are in town? Is there ideas? They will now give you money. They will give you people's money because you say you have idea. No, go and use your idea. But when you are able to articulate it, write it down professionally, they know that this fellow knows what he's doing. When you have a business plan, it's not just the banks that gives money. That's one mistake that a lot of people make. A lot of people make that mistake. They are looking at bank, financial institutions, just to go get money. But I tell you, when you go get money from financial institutions, they could put you under pressure. But do you know that there are a lot of business people, there are a lot of guys, your uncles, your aunts that have the money and they are looking for where to invest. But do you know what they tell you? You hear some that, I mean, you know, these children of nowadays, most of them, they are not serious. Most of them are not serious. Can you imagine if you now, amongst everybody that they said is not serious, if you can put up a business plan and say, Uncle, this is my vision, this is my plan. I have been able to raise 20,000 naira. The total money I need for this business is 200,000. But because I've not been able to work, I only have 20,000. Uncle, I want you to go through this business plan. If it makes sense to you, I would like you to be a partner in this company. I tell you, if your uncle looks at that plan and is able to see it, he communicates with him, I tell you, he will be willing to be a partner in your organization. So why is a business plan necessary? The business plan brings to limelight the critical perception of a business owner and shows if your business is worth starting and the idea is worth pursuing at all. It provides you with the possibilities to get a detailed look at your goals. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. I've had the opportunity of doing some business plans that when I do the business plan, I will just look and the figures will be staring you in the face that this thing is not going to be profitable. That is not going to be profitable. You will see it. You will see it. Because by the time you put all the things, there are a lot of things we don't factor in. You want to start a business, you need to employ some people. As you need to employ some people, your thinking is that in the next 1 month, I will start selling, I will study, if I pay. Before you know it, you do that, and then 3 months down the line, you can't even pay the salary of your staffs again. And you begin to look at, is this something, what is happening? Is this somebody from the village or something? What is affecting me? No, nobody from your village. It's you that fail to plan. So have a plan. When you have the plan, you give the accountant or the tools that you have, you put it, salary, telephone, internet, security, PHCN. You put all those things month by month. The thing at the end, it gives you what your P&L will look like. And it tells you what your cash flow will look like. So to tell you how much do you need. You know, somebody said, I need 6 million naira to start this business. But the truth is this, do you really need 6 million naira to start now? 6 million naira may be the whole thing. But starting a business, you don't need 6 million. I started a business at the time, I needed about 6 million naira capital. But then I began to look, by the time I sat down to look at what I needed for that business, I saw that I didn't even need the 6 million cash. So you must be able, what this thing will show you, not just because you want to source for fun, it will help you to look into detail your business. It will give you more insight into your business. All right. Whose responsibility is the business plan? Whose responsibility? Who should prepare your business plan for you? Who should, as an idea? So when you have an idea, you have a picture of it in your mind. Hence, the individual or group of persons that we can call the founders of the business are responsible for writing the business plan. You are the owner of the business. You are the one that conceptualized this. You are the dreamer. You are in the best position to write out the business plan. You know, God can give you a masterpiece. There was a time that God needed somebody to build an ark, and he gave a man called Noah, he gave him the architectural design, and he gave him the plan. Come, ladies and gentlemen, you must know you have an element of God in you, and God is a planner. When the temple was to be built, he gave them adequate plan. He said, this is how you will do it, this is how you will do it, this is how you will do it. So you as an individual, you must plan. When the thing comes to you, when the idea is dropped in your mind, begin to brood over it. You are the one. You see, the reason why many people don't succeed, many businesses don't succeed is that when people have ideas, they now take it to somebody else who is a business person. Just take for instance, you bring your business to me, and as a consultant, you want me to write your business plan for you. Yes, I write business plans for people. But then, if you are coming to a consultant, the part that you should want the consultant to do for you should be the financial aspect. But you see, the basic strategic plan, the strategy to achieving your goal should be yours. You should take ownership of it. When you don't have ownership of it, that is when you say you give your business to somebody and say, somebody has copied your plan, somebody has stolen your plan and all this stuff. But when you have the idea yourself, you must bear in mind that business plan is not just for internal consumption, but it's meant to be a promotional document to be viewed by investors. Stakeholders will look at it. Investors will look. The investors will look at it. Your management team will see your business plan. Even your customers. There are parts that you want to show to people. So it's not just business plan is not just for you. It's for people, stakeholders, and the business. So, and you will make sure that you, as the person who has the vision, you must write it down in a simple language. It's easy for everybody to understand. When should you write a business plan? Is it when the business has grown, or when you're starting it? They say he who fails to plan has planned to fail. The ideal time to write out a business plan is before the commencement of the business. You know, it's just like you want to build a duplex. You want to build a duplex, and then you start to build the house first. You have the land. I have a land. I have a plot of land in Ikoyi. I need to build a house and things. And then you just go straight and you start the building. Then along the line, you now go and look for architects. Architects, come and see, oh, I just started a house. Can you come and help me look at it? Look, the architect will come and put some things okay, right? But it will not be like if the architect started it from the foundation. So before you start your house at all, you need to give it to the architect to design it. The architect will give you the architectural plan. Inside the architectural plan, you will see the plumbing, the M&A, the electrical plan, the mechanical plan. Everything will be in the architectural design. You see, there are some houses when you see after they finish building, you will now see pipe. A pipe will be running on the wall outside like this. It's as if the pipe is an afterthought. Why? Because it was not factored into the initial plan. So when you are going to start a business, you start with whether you have the money or not. Whether you have the money or not, I want to plead with you. Thank God you started on the right note. You must first of all have the business plan. It may cost you money. And even by the virtue of the fact that you're on this call tonight, I will show you and I'll give you things that will help you, that it will cost you as much as it will cost an ordinary person that walks into an office or comes to meet me for business plan building. So as the business continues, it will undergo constant review. Business plans are not static. They are reviewed because the things that look so important to you yesterday, today they might not be important again. Take for instance, somebody building a house. You know, you can imagine. Okay, let's look at this. In 2000, in the 1990s, you know, there was this popular musician in Nigeria then. I think it's still reigning there. We call Shino Peters. He had a big house. They call it the Boat House, White House, and things. And it was like the rave of the moment. Oh, White House, landlord, and everybody was like, the White House, the White House, the White House, the White House. Now, do you know that if you get to that house now, if you look at it, you will want to wonder what made this house fantastic then. Why? Because there, in the current day now, there are better architectural designs. You know, in those days when you carry what's the name of this car now? Santana. I think I remember Santana was one good car then. Santana, if you had a Santana, man, you know, there were some of these cars that were some of the rave of the movement then that everybody was saying, if you see that, yeah, 504 or Chala, 504 or Chala, 505 or Chala. And now if you are looking at 505 on the road now, okay, somebody is saying the mic is, wow. He said the mic is not loud enough. Man, I'm almost shouting at the top of my voice. Is it clearer now? Is it clearer? Please let me remove this here. Okay, let me try to use an earpiece and see whether it's good. Okay, somebody else is speaking from here. Okay. Mr. Adekoke, is it clearer? Is it okay? Okay, okay, Blessing, is it clearer now? Blessing, is it clear? Oh, okay. Well, at times it's network and things. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Okay. So, as the business continues, it must undergo. So that's why you want to have like most of, in current times now, people have what you call the online business plan, the online business plan, not the one that you have, oh, just a written document that is kept in the shelf and things. People have it online that as business is changing, they can, adjust the things there. So what are the, let's look at what are those things that you need to address in your business plan. The first part in the business plan is what we call the executive summary. The executive summary. Executive summary is where you introduce your vision. Most people don't have time for long stories. If they are interested, they will call you for an interview. So if you are writing your business plan, there's what you call the executive summary, just some few lines at the front page, such that there are some investors, the rich man, and most people, they don't want to sit down to start reading all the stories. You know what they are interested? They want a summary of the whole idea, and then they will now go to the next thing. They will just flip over to where your profit and loss account is and see where they are going to benefit. That is just it. So what are the things that you address in the executive summary? One, that is where you are going to state your vision and your mission statement. I'm going to show you examples of this. What products and services do you provide? Who are your target audience? What does the future of your industry look like? Is this something that if I invest in tomorrow is not existing again? Are you sure it's not going? I remember sometimes ago, I was doing a business plan on in the telecoms industry, in the telecoms, and you see, business plan is very good, very, very good. When I sat down writing this business plan, I was looking, then the advent of this, what they call VTU, virtual top up. It wasn't common. VTU was not common there. And people were not using it. And the major dealers were dealing with what they call it, this paper, the scratch card. The scratch card was common, very, very common then. And I began to look into the future. I said, I know there's a time will come when people will not scratch this card again. A time will come when VTU, virtual top-up, will be the main thing. And based on that, I began to write a business proposal. I designed it, wrote what I needed. And at that time, we came up with a website called Top Up Now, topupnownow.com and things. I tell you, even before the banks, before they started selling airtime in the bank, by the grace of God, my company was making a proposal to some of the Stanbic Bank and things. We were giving them a proposal to make us sell airtime on their ATM machine. As at that time, it was not existing. But I saw it that this thing is going to come to this point. And we wrote a proposal. We showed it to them. We had a meeting with the board of the company, and they said, "Oh, this is good. Da 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 da." And then we were supposed to comment, but when this thing went to this thing, there are a lot of things that went on, and then let me show you something. I want to show you something. At times, let me share this with you.
You know, it was in the process when I was preparing for this that I just ran through that mail. Now look at this is my email box. This is my email box. Can you look at this? If you see this date, this is 2015. Sorry, 2013. Can you see this? Wednesday, June 2013. Let's look at this. Okay, how do I even leave this thing up? Okay, let me just say, okay, somebody who reviewed our business plan then is a company who reviewed. He said he was now writing back to me. He said, we are your business partners with deep conviction that gist and cash business will not only shake the nation, but the world, as more than 20 million people's life will be transformed. Poverty, unemployment, recharge, and things. Look at this. He said, in every business, there are bottlenecks, challenges, and rivals, and each think of a better way to improve their services in order to get more customers, and Nigerians, being whom we are, can easily be carried away by alluring promises. We are quite sure MTN and others will soon come out with their business plans. If they have not done so, you are already aware of the services provided by the Airtel, and second, we have studied, look at this. He said, we have studied their plan and their unstable business history. There is no way they can compete with you and your team of technical professionals. But AR's possible of causing, but they are, okay, you know, causing retardation as they have done it in some areas. Now, this is after writing a business plan. We gave a consulting firm to review our business plan. Please, come guys, I'm talking about 2013 here, 2013. I'm sure most of you have heard some company that they say, well, if you recharge your phone, you will get paid and things, or you know, things like that. We started that concept. And we did it beautifully well. But you know, just like the aspect that the consultant was able to highlight to us, that this thing, we have brilliant ideas, but if we are not careful, these big organizations can negatively affect us. You know, they went through their own business plan and they said, come, what we have is big. And what we had was really, really big. And we launched out big time. But you know, there are things you will learn in business as you continue to go. We did something with one of the telecoms, but you know, there was an aspect where they called them your non-disclosures. And then there are some MOUs you need to sign, especially when you are going into partnership with the big guns. Some of those things we did not tidy up. Those areas, they just use it in the long run to hit us. Do you understand? But then I don't blame anybody. We take responsibility. We should have known better. Maybe if we are, you know, that's why you say, if you can take professionals in anything you are doing. Maybe if I had started with a lawyer, maybe a lawyer will have given us some advice before we got to that point. Because when that thing happened, they say, you should have informed your lawyer now. You should have done this. You should have done that. You should have done this. So, but look at, where am I going to? We set up a document. We were able to share it with people, and they were able to see and say, come, you guys have a big thing in your hands. So, what does the future of your industry look like? You must be able to see it. We are running a business now. I've been able to look at into the future. What is the future of this industry? An entrepreneur is a visionary. You are not looking now. You are looking into the future of the business. So that executive summary must have that. Who are the owners? You must be able to state the owners of your organization. And I want to tell you, for you that you are an entrepreneur, it is not always good, from my own business experience, for you to just have Mr. Olujola Popola Limited. You understand? People don't take you serious if they don't see a team around you. You see, that's why when you see a limited liability company, somebody is looking at your limited liability company, and I look at your MOU, your article and your, what's that part of that place that shows you the ownership and things, and they are looking at it, they saw you there, Mr. Batmios, then number 2, they see Mrs. Batmios, then number 3, board of director, Batmos Jr., the number 4 board of director, Batmos Jr., and number 5, Batmos Jr. They will look at it and say, oh, this is a family business. They want to deal, even though it's a limited liability company, they want to be careful in dealing with you. Because if anything happens to you, they know the business is gone. So what most people do, whether you are an entrepreneur, maybe you have a business name or this, always present yourself as somebody that has a team. Always present yourself and your business as somebody that, even though the team members might be dormant, even though they may not be active, have a team around you. It gives people who are appraising your business, it gives them, in my business, even though maybe I own the business or I have a higher share in the business or whatsoever, I don't present myself, most of the time, I don't even introduce myself as a CEO. I rather tell people I am the CRO, the Chief Responsibility Officer. Who is the Chief Responsibility Officer? Well, there was the CEO then, the CEO. You just get them to start thinking. Do you understand? So you are looking at this. Sometimes I just tell them I'm one of the senior partners with Rich Vision Consultancy Limited. I'm one of the senior partners. I'm saying I'm one of the senior. Oh, you that you don't know me, that you don't know my company or this, what you'll be looking at is say, okay, maybe he has some other partners somewhere. Because if I look at you, maybe that day, unfortunately, maybe you did not even dress well, or maybe you are just unkempt, or maybe somehow. And somebody is looking at you, you are saying you are the owner of this company. Okay. And you are the one looking for 10 million. Okay. They'll be looking, this person is looking for money to feed himself. And they will not, at times people don't look at your content. They will just look at the container and judge the containers. So that's why people do all this, you fake it until you make it. Fake it until you make it. Fake it until you make it. But then it shouldn't be so. You should be your real self at every time. So your executive summary carries all these, the experiences. At times when we're writing business experiences in our business plan, we will say we have that we have 4 directors with combined experience of over 40 years. Over 40 years experience in the business. If you look at all of us, how many of you have been doing business for 40 years? But what we have just simply done, 4 or 5 of us, I have 8 years experience, he has 8 years experience, 8 years experience, we multiply the 8 years times 5, that gives us 40. So we tell people we have 40 years experience. And is it wrong? It's true. So those are some of the strategies, those are some of the things, the content of your executive summary. I'm going to be showing you some of them. Okay, I think, or should I just, okay, let me just run through this. So, all right. Now, the next thing is your mission statement. Yes, this part is important to you and your team. However, this isn't as important as your audience, you think it, to your audience as you think it is. When you talk of your mission statement, you are not talking of addressing what are those things that you want to do, how are you going to do it. We are going to acquire social land, we're going to do, put all these things together. Just like I said, investors are not too much interested in details. They are not too much interested in the nitty-gritty. They just want what there are things that they are just looking out for. So therefore, you kiss it. We say you kiss it. You keep it simple, stupid. Keep it what simple. Don't write long statements. Don't write when we take the cocoa from the farm. A man will now carry it to the motor from the truck. We will now transfer it to Ibadan. When we get to Ibadan, some people will break it. When they break it, we make sure it is done in a clean environment. Then we will now take it to the factory. No, who wants to hear that? Are you getting? So you keep it simple. So your mission statement should include your goal and the objective that will lead you towards it. Your industry, how you see it evolving in a short or a long term, and who your customers are. Your mission statement also states who you are and talks about your strength and the strength of your team. As a matter of fact, this is where you start considering what you call your SWOT analysis. That's where you do a kind of SWOT analysis on yourself. And when we say SWOT, 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 that's where you begin to consider your strengths, your weakness, your opportunities, and your threats. What our team, sorry, our team is a team of some dedicated having so years of experience in We have been able to build this. We are resilient. We are this and things. You know, talking about the strength, the opportunities that you now have. You talk about what are the opportunities that you have. In Nigeria, we see that the number of people, maybe we are talking about maybe a piggery now. We want to do a pig farm, and then we're now talking the amount of meat that is needed in Nigeria. It's not enough. In fact, people are importing. We are having to import pork meat into Nigeria, and with the advent of all these pizzas and all these Chinese restaurant, the demand for pork is now increased, and this. So you talk about the opportunities there. What are the opportunities for you that you are going into a business? You must have seen the gap that you want to fill. Then the next thing you are talking about I talk about opportunity, the weakness. Don't dwell so much on your weaknesses. Don't dwell so much on your weaknesses. Now, the weaknesses that you can say, even though we want to achieve this level, we see ourselves acquiring more skills. We have identified a skill gap in this place. Hence, we will be acquiring more skills in this. You are not talking as, even though we don't know how to do this thing. We don't know. Your weaknesses must be something that you are talking about positively, that you are going to build on. So I talk about the strength, the weakness, the opportunities, and then the threats. What are the threats to your business? That's something that I did not, in one of the businesses that I was talking about, I did not consider the threat. I did not consider the threat. What are the threats to the business? As at that time, I was looking, I said, Kai, there's nothing can stop this business. Everything is secured. I didn't know that, it will get to a time, MTN is from South Africa, Stanbic IBTC is from South Africa. These people can meet at the other end and discuss and conclude the deal and then come back here. I didn't know that. I didn't understand that even if it's not MTN, maybe it's another company, maybe Glow or something. I never knew that when I give a business proposal and the company is running with it and they say, this thing is good. I never knew that inside the company there is internal rivalry. This manager felt these guys are doing more business and this other manager felt this and this. And then there are internal squabbles. The internal squabbles affected our business. Those are some of the threats that we do not look at. So you must be able to sit down in your business and think. I don't like to use the word, but then let me use it. They say you play the devil's advocate. You get that you play the devil's. You assume every stupid thing that can go wrong. You assume it is true. You pray, you believe that everything will go on well, but just try to assume worst case scenarios in your business. So that's will help you to measure the threat. And once you measure the threat, it helps you to prepare for it. Nobody prepared for or planned for what they call this stuff now, COVID, but it came. There's nothing you couldn't have done about it. So that is that. So let's look at the products. In your business plan, you are going to be talking about your product. This being a business plan and all, it's important to list the cost of the product or the services that you'll be providing. What is the cost? How much are we going to buy this? How much are we going to get this? Do we need packaging? How will the client purchase the product? Are we going to do door-to-door delivery? I remember doing a business plan for someone who was going into bakery, going into bread making. And in his area, he said, oh, there's no bakery in that area and things. And I said, do you know who your people are? Who are the people that you want to supply and things? I said, what do you really want to sell? He said, Mr. Shola, what are you talking about? I said, what do you want to sell? I said, bread now. I say, bread. Is it bread you want to sell? If it's bread, you won't make money. Oh. He said, but that's what I called you for. We want to make bread. We want to sell bread. I say, if you are planning to sell bread, you can't compete with Agege bread and all this bread outside there. ShopRite bread and things. What do you want to sell? What was I telling him? I was telling him to put a vision for himself. And it was until after sometimes he was able to come out with it. As he said, he wants to sell satisfaction. That he wants to sell satisfaction to the people. You see, somebody wants to sell bread and somebody wants to sell satisfaction. They'll be thinking in two different ways. Oh, I don't know whether if you are getting what I'm saying, can you just put a 777 in the chat box? If you are getting what I'm saying, somebody who wants to sell satisfaction and somebody wants to sell bread, they'll be thinking in different ways. If you agree, put a 777 in the chat box. Let me know that you are with me here. Somebody wants to sell bread and somebody wants to sell satisfaction. They are selling two different things. Why? Because the person is not just saying bread. He's not, because he's talking about satisfaction, he wants to put total quality in that bread. What is the service that you are rendering? Are you rendering a restaurant? Is it a restaurant business that you are running? I want to sell food. You want to sell food. And there are a lot of people that are selling food along the way. Do you want to compete with them? But what do you want to sell? You look at what do people look for when they go to a restaurant. You hear, I don't know how many of, if you remember, for those of you in Lagos, okay, I think most people are in Lagos there. There's one, is it Tantalizer now or something? I think I'm free to call names. These are our own trainings. It's not on radio now. You know, Tantalizer, you know, then they always say, you know how they used to advertise their stuff? Have you tantalized her today? They didn't say, have you bought her food today? Do you get what I'm saying? If they had written, have your wife eaten today? Or have you bought your wife food today? What is your business if I didn't buy her food? But with that language, have you tantalized her? Man, if anybody will want to, you know, resonate with that. So they are not telling you they are selling food. They are selling tantalizing experience. They are giving out a tantalizing experience. That's what they are selling. So you look at your business. I don't know the business you are doing. that's what I wanted us to start with, to drop the kind of business we are doing, or you're just a startup and thing. But then, don't worry, because of the timing. So you are looking, what am I provide? You are selling spare parts. If you are selling spare parts, can you look at, what do I want? What do I want to sell to the people? That this is just spare parts. No, I'm not just selling spare parts. Please, this aspect that I'm telling you, please take note of it. You have to sit down. If you have to pray and tell God, Holy Spirit, God, just show me what is what we call it, your USP, your unique selling point. USP, your unique selling point. What is it that I am selling? What is it that I am producing? So that will drive the way you will do the business. It will drive the strategy that you will use to do your business. So are there extra costs in getting to customers? Will I be selling online or offline? Supposing situations like this arise again, how will I? Your business plan will capture all these things. See, you agree with me that most people don't spend time to do all this stuff. And so when COVID-19 comes, it's as if their business is scattered. Oh, when any little challenge, it seems, oh, their life is disorganized. Just because all these little things, you call them little things, but they are very important. What is the thing that distinguishes me from my competitors? What is the thing that separates? What are my competitors doing? What am I going to be doing differently? I want to be a leader in the market. What do I need to do? So these are the things. I guess somebody was trying to write on the screen here. Please, let's be careful. Okay. So you must look at it from the point of your competitors. What are your competitors doing? A minute, please. Okay, I missed out something there. Okay. All right. Wow, I was trying to stop this and the person is still, please don't write on the screen again. All right. So what makes your business different? What are my competitors doing and what should I do differently? So these are some of the things that you will put into consideration when writing that aspect of your business. And then we now talk about the marketing plan. The marketing plan. This is where you prove the sense of a fantastic product if you don't market. Your marketing plan must be tight. We often say a beautiful girl cannot stand in the dark and be winking. You know, a beautiful girl staying in the dark and winking the eye. Who will see you winking in the dark? Nobody sees you winking in the dark. So no matter how good your product is, you must have the marketing plan. What am I going to do to bring this product to limelight? What am I going to do to bring this product to the marketplace? So you ought to have a good plan to execute that aspect. So your customers, who are your customers? Are you a B2B? When you say B2B, that's business to business. Business to business means your business supply other businesses. Then we have B2C, that's business to customers. Your final, maybe, where you are not supplying the final consumers, that's a B2B. You have to supply somebody. It's just like a Dangote Sugar supplying a Coca-Cola company. That's a B2B. That's a B2B, and a business to business kind of thing. Who are your customers? How do you plan to reach them? Where will you sell your product? How will you garner feedback from them? Your competition. Who are your competition? who are your direct competitors, what's your advantage over them, and don't be shy to say if they are better than you. You look at, okay, this company, they are doing this thing better than us, and this is what we are doing better than them, and this is what we hope to do to better them. So you must also be able to cut out your niche. You must be in your business plan should capture your niche. What is your business niche? What is your niche? When we are talking about your niche, you say, okay, you are producing something. What are you producing? Everybody. Where is your market? Everywhere. Uh-uh. It seems you don't know what you're talking about. But when you write in your business plan, oh, we are going into food, or we are going into entertainment, we are going into this. Our business niche is for young adults, people between the age of so and so. This is the demographic. In the Nigerian population, we have so number of people who are in this age bracket. If we can actualize this, we can capture 1% of this population. 1% of this population translates to about 20,000 people and things. 20,000 people buying our product with a profit margin of 20 naira on it will give us this level in a month. You know, all these things are things that you must be able to cut out your niche. Then your distribution channel, your advertisement, how are you going to be advertising? Because advertising budgets can be very huge. If you are going to be using the television, the radio and things, it could be very expensive. But then you as a business person, there are different means in which you can do your planning now. Or will be using the Facebook as our advertising channel. We'll be using Instagram. We are going to get the influencers. We engage some influencers who are going to be speaking on our product and things. So you have to put that. The sales strategy, depending on your industry, you have, is it going to be online? Do you have a sales team? All those things I want as an investor, I want to see how do you want to carry out all these things? Because it's easy for people to say, we will do this, we will sell, we will sell. How are you going to sell? They want to know. So you've described how you, then your face, you described how you will market, what to, whom to, where. Now it's time to explain the image you are going to project. This can include the slogan. What is your slogan? What are the images that you are putting up? What kind of website are we building? How do we present ourselves in the marketplace? So these are some of the things that your business plan will contain. So another thing that your business plan contains also is this part takes a reader through the day-to-day of your company. Location, transportation, legal, and other things, inventory and things. You know, these aspects, even though they are important, you are not to dwell so much on these areas. Are you getting it? So when you say providers, suppliers, freelance, I know I'm going to drop the video because I want to walk us quickly through something. Then the next thing you are going to be talking about is your management organization. This part includes the hierarchical chart of your company and how the operations we talked about above flow through it. List the position. You have to put it, the MD CEO, the assistant general manager, the this. See, it does not mean that until you have, the moment I'm saying this now, somebody is looking at it, my own is a small business. No, give people the picture that you know where you are going to. So in the future, your business plan is a plan, and a plan starts from somewhere. They say the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. So if I put MD, secretary, production manager, this, that I don't have it now does not mean I shouldn't plan for it now. Put it in your business plan. Then when it begins to play, people will see, they say, oh, okay, that's what they said. That's what they, it makes things very, very easy for you. Describe any step for your staff to expand. Also reflecting it in your financial plan. If you don't put all those plans, it will be difficult for you to have your financial plan accurately. When you are going to be hiring new staff, how much, what is the range of salaries you are going to be paying and things, it should be in this section. So now this next part, which many people, most of us look forward to, is my funding request. Your goal is to clearly explain how much funding you will need to start the business and your funding requirements over the next 5 years. Don't look at, you see, I remember doing a business plan one time, and because of the way I was looking at money then, when I did the business plan, and the total then was about it was about 10 million or so. And I was wondering that if I give this thing to somebody now, won't they say 10 million is too much? You know, I was afraid that they would say 10 million is too much. But look at the P&L that I did. Look at the amount that was going to hundreds of millions. So I was trying to manage the figures to bring them down and things. But you know what? When I took it to one of the investors, the guy said, Shola, you mean this return, this money that you are saying we will make here, this money, is this the capital that will generate this money? I say, yes. He said, you are not serious. You are not serious. He said, you are. I said, but look at it. This is what will happen. This is what will happen. This is what. But, you know, based on my financial knowledge, I was able to wiggle myself out. So don't be afraid to put the cost. I'm not looking for all the cost, the money now, but I am projecting. So some will ask you, okay, how much do you need to start now? How much you want to, this plan is good, but how much you need to start now? You will now say in the immediate, for us to start immediately, other costs will be met as the project continues to run. Then you put that in your plan. Always include description of your future strategic financial plans and how are you going to settle the debt. Now, talking about the debt, the other time, there was a time I was talking on radio, talking about the kind of financing that you'll be looking for as a business person. There's what you call equity finance and debt financing. Equity financing and debt financing. Now, when you say debt financing, you are looking at somebody is going to borrow, you need 10 million naira, and then the bank is ready, or one investor is ready to give you 10 million naira, and then you are going to pay 20% return on investment every month, and after 5 years or 5 months, you are going to pay the capital. That's what you call debt financing. Then we have equity financing. This is where you give the investor the opportunity to buy into the shares of your organization. That's okay, we need 20 million. So if you are bringing 5 million, you can get 30% of the shares of the company. Now, note something. That relinquishes some of your power. That relinquishes some of your controlling power. But I tell you, is it not better if you don't have controlling power and you can move your business forward? Another idea will come when you have made money that you can take 100%. There are different ways in which you can seek for finance. And these are, very, very critical to startup of a business. Raising financing, let me just drop it in here a little. For you that want to start a business and you are looking forward to raising finance, one of the ways you can raise your finance is one, because you have to look at the environment in which we are. How are we operating? Is it easy for banks to give loans and things, grants and things? So I want to work within my local environment. One of the things that you can do is, one, you can join a cooperative society. You can join a cooperative society. Now, this cooperative society, you join them. Remember, all cooperative societies are looking for something that we help them to increase the investment that they have or the monies that people are dropping for them. Okay, okay. I was seeing some comments in the, I wasn't even looking at those comments in the chat box. All right. So if you join a cooperative society and one, after being a member, it's not today that you need funds. The mistake we make is that is when you need the fund, that's when you start looking for it. You can position yourself into the future. Oh, I know I wish to start this business. With my business plan, I've articulated it. I see that by next year, I should be able to start this business. So before that period, I can look for a cooperative society in my environment, and I begin to be part of them, dropping 50,000 naira every month and things, knowing that most of them, when you are about to collect money, they can give you double of what you invest, what you have deposited. Another thing is you can take this business plan and then show it to the chairman of the cooperative and say, Oga, look at, this is what we have. If you people can be, I'm ready to give the cooperative so percentage of the share. So it will be like what? Equity financing. Another thing you can do is you can also look for, oh, I need to start this business next year based on my business plan. I can decide that I myself, I can start a cooperative society. You know, you can start a cooperative society yourself. Starting a cooperative society is not a big deal. Just if you're in Lagos, if you go to the secretariat, you can just go and get the form. The registration is very simple. You get people together, people of like minds, and tell them, come, let's start a cooperative society. This is our vision, these are things and things. See, you know where you are going. You know that the ultimate aim is to be able to raise finance. And you don't want to do it in a fraudulent way. You want to do it in a legal way. A lot of people are having idle funds. So if I start a cooperative society, people start putting in money in the cooperative and things, we begin to generate money. There are some that will leave their money in the cooperative and things. You put in rules and things around you that will help you to be able to access the loan for your business. So there are a lot of things that you can do as an individual to raise finance for your business. But for this, I know that the government, the federal government, they are giving out some loans to organizations, to companies and things. Important thing is you have a business plan that will help you to, file for one. Always include that description, okay? So financial projection. Now, this is where it gets technical. The fiscal piece of your business plan puzzle is the piece that investors and loan managers are going to spend more time on. You see this part. This is the cocoa of the matter. They are going to be looking the P&L. Anytime I take a business plan, where I'm going to, after I read the executive summary, the next place I'm going to is the financials. I begin to look at the financial. This reflects what you look at the cash flows analysis. This reflects what you are going to sell versus your business expenses. This analysis projects your profit margin. Then you have your profit and loss analysis. This is done in conjunction with the cash flow. This looks ahead at least a year or so and includes revenues prediction, including graphical representation. Then you also have what you call your break-even analysis. Break-even analysis is how much are you going to sell? Or if I'm going to give you money, what sales volume will you achieve that you will at least break even in a business? This is very, very key. And most of the time, it needs professional attention. So then finally, you have the appendix. This is where you add every other thing that you needed to add that you can't really describe, just summary, pictures of maybe what you have done before and things. You bring them up on this area. So writing a plan can be tedious exercise. That's the truth, but it is a crucial one for the future of your business. It's not just about attracting investors. Your business plan is not just about attracting investors. It's creating a business plan helps you and your team to organize your business better with one eye on its present state and the other on building a future together. All right. So having said this, let me just quickly show you one or two samples of a business plan. Okay, look at this. Well, for free, if those that want to use it also, it's can use it. This Rich Vision Consultancy Limited, we had a plan for a piggery business, and this was done quite a long time ago. Now, the piggery business, a 3-year production plan. You know, like I said, it depends on what you want. Your business plan is tutored to what you want, who you'll be using it to address and things. So we were looking at having a business, a farm like this, and we say, oh, how many pigs do we need? How many sows? How many boars and things? The male ones are called the boars and things. The female are called the sows. So talk about the executive business plan. Look at this, the executive. So it's not something that must be 1 page, 100 pages. I'm sure as I've been talking, some people are thinking, hey, how will I write this? It's a pig farming is highly profitable farming enterprise. Pigs are healthy animals, and their feed requirements often make them very economical. Our goal is to be the biggest commercial big farm in Nigeria. Hence, the need to start the farm with commercially recommended breeds such as large whites, Landras, da 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 da. You see, can you see this statement? This statement just states our vision. This statement here, our goal is to be the biggest commercial big pig farm in Nigeria. That is our vision. That is our vision. Your vision statements are not big, long, wordy statements. It's short, but you know where you are going. So if you have a vision of being the biggest, then what are you going to do? Our aim and objective of this farm, can you see? To have at least to feed the pigs must grow as quickly as possible, weighing 90 to 100 kg. Can you see, we know what we want our pigs to weigh. Within 6 months, we have a time duration for it. That feeds must be converted into muscles as effectively as possible. We don't just want fat pigs. We want pigs that when you put them on the weighing machine, you know that yes, they are weighing. Are you getting it? So you see, all these things are already itemized. That pigs must not have too much fat in their meat. To have at least 110 breed sows by the end of year 3. Achieving the following will ensure a highly profitable farm. You see, I'm giving this to an investor, somebody who is looking at it. It's just simple. Breeding consideration. One sow can raise 2 farrows and things. You know, this is where we started explaining the logic, how this thing will be done, how this, you can see all those long presentation that I made. Can you see how you can bring it out just short, market analysis? The demand for pig meat have not been met from the time production commences in this country. This is because as the population increases, it also calls for increase in the number of consumption rates, and demands for buyers has not been met up till date. So an investor who is looking at this is say, okay, so there are markets for this. So what is your marketing strategy? The business strategy we will use is penetrating strategy. That's the market penetration strategy through publicity and advertisement and a joint association with other pig farmers for sales and marketing. So what's your marketing plan? The marketing plan is to be a major producer and supplier of whiners for the farmers, fatteners for those interested and things. So we talk about housing. You see, each of these things, you can see everything. This is about 11 pages. Suitable location. Which location are we using? We said we're going to use a place in Ibadan. You understand? We said the location. You see, all these things are things that I highlighted to you in the presentation. All right. Okay, farm management. What's the cost? What's the cost of stocking? As at the time we are doing this, this is the cost of stocking. 690, feeding, this. Pig fattening, what are we going to be using? If 30 pigs gives birth to 20 piglets in each year, you have this. Can you see? Paying attention to details. With 9,800 per kg times 600 pigs, we will generate about 5.8 million. Feeding of existing 30 sows and 5 boys have been averaged into the calculation and these and things. So total to maturity, what is the total expenses we are going to be using to feed these pigs to maturity? 5.8 million. So I'm not standing in front of an investor and say, the pigs we eat, pigs, they eat very well. Oh. They eat, what are they eating? I'm talking about money here. It's the money. That's what the investor wants to see. All right? So we talk about the water requirements. How are they going to be getting water? Look at. We talk about even their vaccination. Look, as at this time, we don't have 635 pigs. Remember, we are starting with 30, but already we are already putting in what is the cost of vaccinating 30, the number of these numbers. Talk about farm equipment. Look at our farm equipment. So you see, sitting down to do these things, you know you are the owner of the business. If you've never gone into this business before, you won't know all those details. So then, this is where you will probably need the support of a financial consultant. So here, these are the ones that they will now put this thing into a kind of analysis format, tell you what the cost, total capital cost for that farm. This one was about 13 million. Are you getting? So here we now begin to look at what is the 5-year profit and loss projection. And here we begin to look in the first year, based on the number of farrows that we have, in the first year, in the second year, in the third year, by the 5th year, this is what we should have had. Number of pigs to be sold, 85% of total production of this to make this. Now we put this that out of what we are producing, 85% of them. What will be the total income at an average of 230 per kg? We talk about their feeding, we talk about the vaccination, we talk about the staff salary, fuel for generator, farm tools, and we say, oh, at the end of the first year, our profit is 1.1 million. At the end of the second year, all things being equal, our profit will be 6.9 million. Third year, 13 million. Next one, 24 million. And the 5th year, 44 million. All things being equal. All right? So, addendum, we began to look at how the pen is going to look like. When you show someone this, the fellow looks to say, he will consider, this fellow is prepared for this business. I don't have to go and be telling the person's story. Look at, these are not the pigs. We went to another pig farm to go and take this picture, that this is the picture of what is likely to be. You understand? So that, because picture speaks 1,000 times better than words. Okay? All right. Wow. So that is an example of a business plan. Well, let me see if I can still bring up one more. Let me bring another one. This was one that I got online also. Look at this. This is another business plan. So when you see the business succeeding, it's not accidental. We say success is not accidental. It is a series of planned events. It's a series of planned events. So you see this one talking about the executive summary and talked about the product. You can write it in whichever format you want to write. Talk about the customers, the future of the company, company's description, mission statement, and so on, market research, and so on like that. So what I would do is, so those are the things that you see. For maybe it might look fast, but if you go watch the video again, just what you just need to do, click on, or if you're watching it on YouTube, you can just click on the like button and subscribe to the page so that we can have you can get other videos from us. So it's been a mouthful, and I'll be using this time to appreciate everyone on the call for being part of this. And we hope that we've been able to guide you on the things that you need to do in order to write a very good business plan. But as it is, for those of you that we want further help on the issue, then you can get across to us via this number, and then professionally we could assist you in the writing of your business plan. Once again, your friend and partner, Olushola Popola. Press the like button on our system, on the YouTube page, and click on subscribe also so that you can get it. I want to say thank you. God bless you. Do have a good time.